Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, new details in the arrest of a suspected Longboat Key killer. Daryl Hanna Jr. charged with killing 2 men and robbing the Zota Beach Resort last Friday. We learned this morning that Hanna was no stranger to that resort. ABC7's Adam Cellini joins us live from Longboat Key Town Hall, where a press conference just wrapped up. Adam?
Yeah, Scott, we learned that Hanna was a part-time security guard at the Zota Resort, and he resigned the day these crimes were committed. Now, the 29-year-old was arrested on Wednesday without any incident. It happened at a Bradenton residence, although police could not specify where. They say they looked into several tips after these killings, but it was an early tip that led them to Hanna, although they could not tell us why. Now, police aren't sure if this crime was personal, but they say they are not ruling it out at this point. For now, they do believe residents can rest easy now that they have a suspect in custody.
Well, anytime you put somebody who has the ability to commit such violence in jail, take him off the street, it's a relief. This is a violent world, and there are others out there, as we all know. But putting them in jail is what police do. Prosecutors keep them there, and so it is a relief, of course.
Now, this investigation is ongoing, and police say another thing they're not ruling out at this point is if Hanna may have worked with accomplices on this crime. That's why they are keeping the Crime Stoppers reward out there for the time being. Now, Hanna is scheduled to make his first appearance this afternoon, and we'll be bringing you that and much more later on this evening in our 5 and 6 o'clock shows. For now, live on Longboat Key, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. Also new this afternoon, Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies investigating a drugstore robbery. It happened last night at a Walgreens pharmacy on Bee Ridge Road. They say the robber entered the store and demanded narcotics. Photos of the suspect were released. Deputies say he threatened that he had a gun. Anyone with information on the crime is asked to call the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. Manatee County students are back in class today. This is the first day of school for the district. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick talked to students, parents, and faculty this morning and joins us with more on this eventful day. Jess?
Good afternoon, Scott. The day started very early this morning for some of the staff at Manatee School District. The bus maintenance staff was there at 3 a.m. making sure everything was ready to go. It's a tradition in Manatee County for administrators to wave off the bus drivers as they head out on the first day. So at 6 o'clock this morning, that's what they did. Administrators thanked the drivers for all that they do, and the bus drivers were just as enthusiastic. It was a positive start to the year, as after all, the bus drivers are the first employees to start the school year and the first ones that the students see.
We feel that we need to show them how much we appreciate what they do each and every day. I had to get up at 4:30 this morning to be here, but they have to do that each and every day.
And just hours later, students walked off of the buses and through the doors of Braden River High School for the first time this school year. The district has grown to more than 49,000 students with 49 public schools and 12 charter schools. Over at Terra Elementary School this morning, parents took pictures of their children to document the first day, while the younger students waited with excitement to start the school year.
I'm most excited about meeting some new friends and also meeting my new teacher.
Got to the bus on time. Luckily, I almost missed it. She was about to leave me, but I guess she gave it to me easy because it's the first day of school. So.
Now, I found from talking to students today that the elementary school students were much more excited to be back in school than the high schoolers. Now, Sarasota County School District will start school on Monday. Scott.
All right, Jess, thank you so much. Great weather for the first day of school. I mean, it was beautiful out there this morning.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
But I remember high school not being so excited.
Not so excited.
Yeah.
I was not so excited actually in grade. My first day of school, I was kind of punked. The kid up the street showed me a picture in our encyclopedias,
right.
And there are kids out there who have no idea what I mean when I say encyclopedias.
Yeah.
A picture of Marie Antoinette on the guillotine and said, yeah, that's what happens to you in kindergarten. So I was scared to death.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice friend there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I learned, of course,
it went
that
better
wasn't the
than that.
case,
Yeah,
and it was wonderful. Nice day. A lot of blue sky out there to start off the morning. We did have a little bit of cloud cover building, and that's pretty much benign cloud cover at the present time. But later on today, we are going to notice showers and thunderstorms building across the region. Look down to the south. You see that mass of showers down there? It's part of an upper level system that's going to swing across the bottom part of the state, and as it does so, enhance our rainfall chances today, a little more than yesterday. Timing will probably be similar to yesterday in that I think most of the kids will be home from school by the time we get the real shower activity cooking. Look for about a 20% chance of an isolated shower or so by 2 p.m., mostly in inland areas. But then as we head into 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight, that rain chance goes up to about 50%. It'll be a hot one, though. Heat indexes near 100. Complete forecast coming up in a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. We're learning more this afternoon about the suspect in a car attack in Paris. Authorities say he's a 37-year-old Algerian man who was legally living in France and known to police over minor crimes. But he was never convicted in court. The man is accused of ramming his car into a group of soldiers yesterday, injuring 6 people. He was arrested by police after a highway manhunt and was hospitalized with bullet wounds. An update now on the increasing threat from North Korea, the communist regime doubling down on threats to strike near Guam with medium to long-range ballistic missiles. They're also calling President Trump's warning of fire and fury a load of nonsense. ABC's Emily Rao has the latest now from Washington.
The commander of North Korea's army unleashing a specific threat, a plan to launch missiles near the U.S. territory of Guam by mid-August.
This missile that they're talking about has been very unreliable, and they've never launched it in salvos, in multiples, so it could be a convenient excuse to test the missile program further.
A defiant response to those explosive comments from President Trump.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
North Korea calling them a load of nonsense, saying the president is a guy bereft of reason and only absolute force can work on him. The governor of Guam, a U.S. territory home to critical military bases and 160,000 Americans, now calling for calm.
There has been no change in terms of an alert.
The increasingly threatening rhetoric coming as U.S. intelligence analysts now believe scientists in North Korea can produce miniature nuclear warheads that can fit inside those ICBM missiles that Kim Jong-un launched twice last month. Experts saying those missiles could strike deep within the U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis backing up the president's tough talk, but stressing defense, saying the U.S. has unquestionable commitment to defend ourselves from an attack.
Vice President Mike Pence will meet with President Trump at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey today. North Korea certainly a top priority as the regime promises action by the middle of this month. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
In Washington, Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan's bill to ban horse slaughter is building momentum. The bill, called the SAFE Act, would ban the killing of horses for human consumption in the U.S. and then prohibit the export of live horses to Mexican and Canadian slaughterhouses. Buchanan received the U.S. Humane Society's Legislator of the Year award for his efforts against animal cruelty. The bill has been introduced to the Senate. The Manatee County YMCA adding shopping to what it offers the community. The YMCA's first thrift store will open this afternoon in Palmetto. It's located across the street from the Walmart on 10th Street East. All proceeds for the store will go towards helping families and children in need in Manatee County. A ribbon-cutting ceremony just started a few minutes ago, and our very own Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is there to MC the ceremonies. And we'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows, what matters most to you? We found what matters is high performance. Our customers want energy-efficient windows built for Florida weather. Windows that can stand everything from scorching sun to hurricanes. Our customers want windows that reflect their life, their lifestyle. Windows that will last a lifetime. We listen to our customers, and as a result, we're growing. So if you're looking to replace your windows, stop here at New South Window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Okay, we're looking at conditions across the region that are warm already, coming in at 89 degrees with a tower cam actually is a very nice shot. Let's go to that. It's showing a little bit of cloud cover out there and a lot of blue sky as well. It's a beautiful vista that we're looking at, and certainly all that sunshine is boosting our temperatures quite quickly today. Got a dew point value of 71, calm conditions, and those calm conditions kind of bringing us a sticky feel to the air. You know, you don't get that kind of breeze to help cool you off too terribly much. We'll watch that wind kind of shift a little bit more to the west as we head into the next several hours. And the combination of the dew point and temperature are going to take us to a feels-like temperature again of about 100 or so. Across the region, 86 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka coming in at 87, Parrish and Bradenton both coming in at 88, as is Lakewood Ranch. Northport, Punta Gorda comes in at 89, so does Venice. Sarasota, 87 degrees, Longboat Key, and same thing in Inglewood. I don't have much going on here locally in terms of weather currently, but boy, that'll change. Yesterday, I don't know if you were, if your attention was drawn to those thunderstorms that moved through. I almost said, were you woken up by the thunderstorms? But most of you don't go to bed like I do. I have the bedtime of the 7-year-old. But we had a lot of showers and thunderstorms that moved in around 7, 8 o'clock last night. And the same sort of thing is going to happen again today. I think we'll probably see more showers around a little bit later on today, though, as we have this feature with a gentle rotation. You probably noticed that gentle rotation. The Hurricane Center watching that for possible development, giving it about a 10% chance, that's all. But it will be a rainmaker, no doubt about that, probably producing as much as 4 inches of rainfall or better in parts of the South Florida section of the state, anywhere from West Palm Beach down through Miami into the Florida Keys, as that system moves right across South Florida. And that, of course, enhances our rainfall chances, particularly during the darker hours of the evening and into the night. You saw those showers that moved through yesterday. Now we have some, as I mentioned, pretty quiet conditions around here, not even a few showers starting. As we head into the afternoon, that general easterly wind flow around that high pressure ridge will give way to a localized west wind with a sea breeze, and then that trough of low pressure will continue to advance across the state. A trough located to the north, a stalled frontal boundary, will park itself there, not going anywhere really, certainly not a player in our weather too much, other than to anchor that high pressure ridge right where it is now and continue on with this easterly wind flow that we've been having. High heat indexes today with all that moisture around, the high heat index bringing us a feels like temperature of about 100 to 105. west moving late day storms, and lots of sunshine. All in all, pretty typical summer kind of day, with the exception of that enhancement of that upper level feature, giving us a little bit better coverage today. Lined up on our sea breeze front, our showers build late in the day and then move into Gulf waters. Tomorrow, again, more showers and thunderstorms build. Perhaps a sea breeze might push some of those showers a little closer to the other coast. The low pressure area exits out into the Gulf and continues to move away from the state of Florida. Tropically speaking, things are okay through the weekend, I think, but next week, perhaps we'll have a system that'll be close to the United States. We'll talk more about that in the next half hour. 50% chance of rain showers today, 40% tomorrow, 50% on Saturday, and really the week ahead will feature rain showers almost every late afternoon and into the evening, with daytime highs in the low 90s. Scott?
All right, John, thank you so much. In health news, there will likely be less choices and larger premiums for Obamacare next year. According to a report from the Kaiser Family Foundation, which studies health issues, the number of carriers that will participate has dropped to an average of just under 5. 2 years ago, the average was almost 7 carriers. Most insurers are uncertain about what possible changes the Trump White House will bring to the program. Next year, a single adult who earns about $30,000 a year is expected to pay about $200 per month for coverage under Obamacare. First week of school tends to be the hardest for parents to get their kids back in a sleep pattern, whether it's putting them to bed or waking them up. Teenagers tend to have the most difficult time adjusting because their bodies can be wired to a delayed sleep-wake schedule, which means they naturally want to go to bed late and then sleep in. Kids who are sleep deprived will likely show excessive daytime sleepiness and yawning, impaired concentration, and difficulty paying attention during class. Adjusting small kids from a daytime nap to a full day of school with no nap can also be a challenge.
Start waking the child 15 minutes earlier, at the same time start putting them to bed 15 minutes earlier on a daily basis and in small increments so that they can get into the school sleep-wake schedule.
And if your child is having trouble getting through enough sleep at night, eliminate screen time. Doctors say a good rule of thumb is no TV or phone time within an hour of bedtime. Let's get over to the kitchen now and meet our guest in the kitchen today, chef and owner JR from JR's Old Packing House Cafe in Sarasota. JR, great to have you back in the kitchen. What's on your menu for today?
Today we're doing blackened chicken with a mango salsa served over a bed of greens or a bed of white rice. So hope you enjoy, and something light and fresh, and there's plenty of mangoes in season right now, so I thought this would be a great time to do some mangoes.
We will do that right after this break. Thank you, Chef.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Golfer Jordan Spieth starting his pursuit of the final leg of the career Grand Slam today in Charlotte, North Carolina. That means he will have won all 4 of the majors. The PGA Championship is the only major Spieth hasn't won yet, but remember, he just turned 24 years old. Coming off last month's victory at the British Open, he says there's no pressure.
And that would be the only reason there would be added expectations. You know, the more years you go on playing PGAs, and if I don't win one in the next 10 years, then maybe there's added pressure then.
Spieth will have some serious competition, though, including Rory McIlroy, who has won twice at Quail Hollow Club. The PGA Championship begins today. By the way, through 13 holes, Spieth is 1 over par, and the leaders are 3 under par. The Tampa Bay Rays were able to score some runs last night, but the result was the same. After getting shut out in 3 of their last 4 games, the Rays needed some offense against the Red Sox. The problem, Boston put 8 runs on the scoreboard, the Rays only 2. Starting pitcher Jake Odorizzi took a line drive right off the ankle, but x-rays were negative, and the Rays are just calling it a bruise. When he left, it was just a 1-0 game, but the Red Sox quickly put the game out of reach. Again, 8-2 the final. First place Boston sweeps the 2-game series against the Rays. The Cleveland Indians come to St. Petersburg for a weekend series beginning tonight. And a feline visitor for the Cardinals and Royals. Last night's game was delayed for a few minutes when this small, feisty cat sprinted onto the field during the 6th inning. On the first pitch after the play resumed, Yadier Molina hit a grand slam to give the Cardinals an 8-5 lead, giving St. Louis the win. The cat was dubbed Rally Cat on Twitter. Watch here as a member of the Cardinals grounds crew. He ran out to grab the stray and flinched several times as that animal tried to bite or scratch him. Not happy to leave the field for sure. Back to the kitchen now. John is there with our guest today, the chef and owner, JR, from JR's Old Packing House Cafe in Sarasota. John?
Our old friend JR, who's been with us, gosh, years now, right? You've been coming into the station here. Always a pleasure having you here. Cooking up something that it's topical, I guess. We have in season now, some mangoes.
Well, Caribbean, you know, some blackening seasoning. This is homemade. The recipe is right in the, you can make your own blackening seasoning. Depends on how hot you like it, how fresh the cayenne is.
So you've shared that with us on the website?
Yes.
Okay,
and
great.
I love that stuff. And we're going to make the mango sauce a little bit differently than most. I like to use some serrano peppers, red onion, cilantro, of course. Also, I throw in a little bit of lime. That's pretty traditional. And since I like sweet, I also throw in a little bit of honey. Now, however, I didn't have any in my cupboard, the ones I like. You ever try those places where off the side road they have their own honey and stuff?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any yesterday. I was looking around. I'm like, really?
Oh, it's good stuff. They have some good stuff with natural clovers.
It makes a huge difference in the in the flavor of the stuff. So you can really mix up and you can make your own. So as this cook on the magic of television, we can flip it over.
You know, they have one company here in town that will bring bees out to your house. And so long as you host them at your property, when they come around to harvest that honey, they'll throw you a little bit of honey.
Skip the bee part and just give me the honey, you know.
Well, you can buy it too.
So anyhow, we're going to add to this. We're going to make a little more indulgence on this. We're going to add a little bit of garlic, and we're going to add a little fresh butter, and that's going to melt down. And eventually, we'll get a nice sauce out of this.
Well, sometimes our stoves here, our electric stoves, are much different than the gas stoves
what
that I
we're
know
used
you
to at the
guys
restaurant.
are used
However,
to,
that's perfectly fine. We can adjust to that. We're going to add a little bit of wine to this. Actually, before we do that, We're going to add a little bit of flour so we can make a little bit of sauce to go with it.
So kind of a roux going on here.
Kind of a roux going on here, so that's going to melt down, make a nice little sauce, but we're going to continue going anyway. And then we're going to add a little bit of wine. Then we'll pour that over whatever your freshest greens are that you like at the store. I like romaine because it's crunchy. Some people like spinach. Some people like, well, your choice, of course. I always think about radicchio. Yeah.
Radicchio, yeah, that's good. A little tangy.
Yeah. Then as this cooks down a little bit, this will all mingle together. We'll pour it over the white rice. I like white rice. That's just traditionally from our food styles. However, I did bring lettuce because everybody's watching their diet. And
true enough.
A little bit of white wine there, and that'll cook down and come up to a boil, and we'll have a nice little sauce to go with our dressing on our salad, or a little bit of sauce over our rice.
Oh, that looks good. Now, after it's all done, I see you serve it multiple ways. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I brought it here with the lettuce. I brought it there with the rice. I also brought a burger. I brought made some chicken empanadas today. A little bit of pot pie. I also like adding, some people like ginger. I like ginger, so sometimes I'll grate some fresh ginger in there also. Just depends what you like. Mangoes are beautiful right now. You can see them everywhere. And these are the imported mangoes that they call them now, or whatever. So they're quite yummy. And then the yellow champagne mangoes also. Those generally are more for eating. You just cut out the ends and just suck out the stuff. They're quite yummy.
Sounds
These
good.
are usually more for cooking than the other things. And it's quite yummy, and you just let this cook down. And there you go. See, it'll turn into a gravy here eventually.
Sounds good. Now, you guys still have live music out there at the
every
Pack
night.
House?
Last night we had a phenomenal guy, Frank Lombardi, doing a folk acoustic thing. Tonight we have Al Fuller doing his jam thing. So we're going to have fun, enjoy.
Always fun, and the decor is one of a kind. You won't see it anywhere else. It's really unusual, and lots of history there at old JR's Packing House. Recipe is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Go on there, check it out. JR, thanks. Always a pleasure having you in the studio. We'll be right back.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Junior, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. One day after announcing an arrest, Longboat Key police releasing more details on how they found the man accused of killing 2 Zota Beach Resort workers. Police arresting Daryl Hanna Jr. at an East Bradenton home yesterday afternoon. The night manager at the resort, 59-year-old Timothy Hurley, and a security guard, 51-year-old Kevin Carter, were both killed last Friday in the early morning hours. Longboat Key Police Chief Peter Cummings saying today Hanna had worked at the resort as a security guard, and he was identified as a suspect very early in the investigation. The double murder has had people on edge since it happened.
It's very frightening because we were worried about our night safety. We took precautions, before we went to sleep at night and stuff. And, it wasn't like our normal vacation. I didn't get up in the morning and walk the beach. And, it was just totally different.
It's nice to know that he's behind bars and taken care of, and we can sleep a little better tonight.
Hanna will make his first court appearance this afternoon at 1 o'clock. He's being charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 1 count of armed robbery. A Bradenton mother sentenced to 65 years in prison yesterday after agreeing to a plea deal in the murder of her daughter. The body of 11-year-old Janiyah Thomas was found in a freezer where it had been stored for months after her death. Kishana Thomas agreed to a plea deal that will allow her to avoid trial. She has 3 other children. She says she took the plea because she didn't want to put her kids through a trial. In Massachusetts, 2 teens are facing charges after police say they put an infant they were babysitting inside a refrigerator. Social media video of the incident surfaced on Monday showing the baby crying and the girls laughing. The girls were arraigned for child endangerment and assault charges. The baby's mother says she's angry but does not think the girls intended to harm her child. A North Carolina woman is back home after spending more than a week in a Honduras jail over an apparent misunderstanding. The woman was on a house hunting trip when on her way home she was stopped over a can safe that she had bought to protect her valuables while traveling. ABC's Maggie Rulli has more.
I am just so thankful to be here. I didn't think I was going to be here today.
The overseas nightmare is over for Amanda LaRoque.
I mean, I'm not going back.
After 10 days stuck jailed in Honduras, she's finally returning to the open arms of her family, anxiously waiting for their Mandy to come home.
I'm so excited to have her here. I am so... This is what I've been waiting for days and days and days.
Amanda was arrested at Roatan Airport after authorities examined her can safe, a container that looks like a can of iced tea but is really a hidden safe for valuables. Airport police cut open the can and found white particles, assumed it was cocaine, and threw Amanda in jail for drug trafficking.
I knew I was innocent, and so fearful that they were going to plant something on me.
With no testing available at the airport, Amanda had to wait.
Just to imagine that all of this could have been avoided by a teeny, tiny, simple $3 drug test. So it's mind-blowing.
Finally, the drug test came back negative, and that white powder, most likely just the can's lining, seen here falling out of a similar can safe. Local authorities have appealed her dismissal, but Amanda's husband, Brandon, stayed by her side, working with their lawyer to get her passport and get her home. And the saga is not over yet. Authorities in Honduras are asking for 5 more years to investigate, even threatening an international warrant to bring Amanda back to Honduras if necessary. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
In London, 2 people were trapped and several more injured when a double-decker bus crashed into a store. It happened this morning. The bus was heading for the city's Waterloo station when it careened through the plate glass window of a kitchen shop. 2 people were trapped on the upper deck, 10 more were hurt, and 3 had to be taken to the hospital, including the bus driver. A passenger told authorities the driver told her he blacked out before the bus hit the shop and he didn't remember hitting anything. Also in London, the jogger caught on camera pushing a woman into the path of a bus has been arrested. The incident happened back in May. Video shows the 41-year-old man knocking the woman to the ground. The bus had to swerve to keep from hitting her. She had only minor injuries, thankfully. The jogger went back across the bridge about 15 minutes later, but did not acknowledge the victim when she tried to speak with him. A highway in Arkansas was shut down for hours because of pizza, lots of it. The 18-wheeler containing DiGiorno and Tombstone frozen pizzas scraped the bridge support and sliced open its trailer yesterday, spilling those pies all over the highway. No one was hurt, but sections of the interstate had to be closed for about 4 hours while crews cleaned up the mess. A spokesman for the Department of Transportation says the pizza sauce, cheese, and pepperoni, plus some spilled diesel fuel, left a very slippery spot on the road. Man, what a waste, huh?
I thought you were going to say they closed down while they waited for the beer truck to arrive. Oh my goodness, yeah, what a mess. How do you clean that up, right? We have across the region some pretty nice weather out there, I guess, you know, pretty much what you might expect this time of year.
Yeah,
except perhaps a few more showers around a little bit later on. Got an interesting feature down to the south of us. We are looking at a extended range forecast that shows some pretty nice weather across the region. We're going to detail exactly how all that will come about in a few minutes. Currently, though, we are looking at some fair weather here locally. As we started off the morning with nothing but blue sky on our Lakewood Ranch webcam, we now build a few clouds coming at us from inland areas. Those few clouds coming at us caused by a general easterly flow of air and also a little system down to the south. Check that out. We've got a lot of rainfall in the southern tip of the state from Lake Okeechobee south down through the Florida Keys. It's a little upper level low that's moving across the state, providing a lot of cloud cover down to the south for us. I think we'll start to cloud up later on this afternoon into the evening hours, and we'll start to factor in a pretty good chance of rain showers. Looking at about a 50% chance as we head into the evening hours. We'll talk all about that coming up in a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. A new CNN poll suggests more people want President Trump's finances to be part of the federal probe into Russian meddling of last year's election. 70% of Americans surveyed believe investigators should be allowed to look at the president's finances. 60% believe the Russian probe is a serious matter that should be fully investigated. 38% think the probe is an effort to discredit the president. As for how President Trump is handling the probe, 59% say they disapprove, 31% approved. Speaking of the president, one man is using a chicken to get closer to the president. A huge inflatable bird was placed in front of the White House yesterday, donning the president's signature haircut. Nicknamed Chicken Don, it was originated by a man who is part of an organization that says the president is a chicken because he will not hand over his tax returns. They also say President Trump will not stand up to Russian President Putin. In consumer news, more trouble for Chipotle, the company closing its Dallas location after a customer posted a video of rodents inside the restaurant. The restaurant will stay closed while the company checks the 100-year-old building. The fast casual chain has been trying to win back customers after sales plunged following an E. coli outbreak in 2015. Last month, the restaurant in Virginia was temporarily closed after dozens of customers became ill from a norovirus. New this afternoon, a survey about credit card fees examined 100 different cards. It reveals those with the fewest fees and others with big charges. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis takes a look.
Every month, like clockwork, your credit card bill, and inside of many, fees. Creditcards.com crunching the numbers, looking at 100 popular cards, finding that the average credit card charges 6 potential fees, and some as many as 12. Fees on everything from cash advances to overlimits to annual memberships that can amount to hundreds of dollars a year. The most often overlooked fee,
balance transfer fees, are a big deal, especially with so many people wrestling with credit card debt.
Topping the list with the fewest fees, Pentagon Federal Credit Union Promise Visa, which carries just 1. Capital One Platinum, Spark Classic from Capital One, and Sam's Club MasterCard also topping their list of cards with the least fees. The American Bankers Association releasing a response to the study, saying today's credit card market offers consumers more options than ever before. Consumers are in the driver's seat when it comes to selecting a card that best meets their needs and taking simple steps to avoid fees. And remember, just because the fees exist doesn't necessarily mean you have to pay them.
You can absolutely get cards to waive your fee, whether it's an annual fee or a late payment fee, and people would be stunned at how often people are successful.
Rebecca Jarvis reporting. It's a sweet deal for Uber users at McDonald's. The two companies are teaming up to offer free ice cream to those with the Uber app. If you are matched, Uber will deliver a collectible ice cream cone to you, and then you can take the cone to McDonald's every Friday for a free ice cream. 10 cities are now offering the deal. Unfortunately, the closest to us is Miami. Others, though, on the list: Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Los Angeles, New York City, San Francisco, Seattle, Toronto, and Washington. Uber has offered occasional ice cream delivery since 2012. Well, when we come back, John will have another look at our forecast, peek ahead to the weekend. And then a stage adaptation of a 1940s novel is being played out on a Suncoast theater stage. That's next in the Spotlight.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me. Oh, they're playing my song.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace. Two adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Players Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see Arsenic and Old Lace.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Beautiful day today. A lot of blue sky out there. We've got some fair weather clouds starting to build in across the region, but there's no rainfall yet. In fact, our temperatures are starting to climb nicely in response to all that sunshine. UV index again is on the high side today at about a 12, so if you are traveling to the beaches and going to enjoy a little bit of beach time today, be sure and use that SPF 50 or better sunscreen as they recommend. Across the region, temperatures already closing in on that 90 mark at 89 degrees with a dew point value pleasant enough at 71. Calm winds currently. We'll watch the wind shift a little more west as we head into the afternoon. 87 in Wauchula, 88 Arcadia, Mayaca, 89 in Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Bradenton, Sarasota, Northport, Punta Gorda, 89 in Venice as well. A little cooler right along the coastline with 87 degrees at Longboat Key and 88 in Inglewood. Not much happening here in terms of any rainfall yet, but boy, that is not the case down to the south. It has been something of a dreary day from about West Palm Beach southward through Miami into the Florida Keys. A very slow spin on our radar imagery here of this upper level low that's moving across the southern tip of the state. It's called a Tut low. It's pretty prevalent during the summer months in the tropics, and certainly one of the drivers that we get with our weather from time to time across the region. There's a possibility with sometimes with these Tut lows that they can kind of work their way down to the surface and produce a tropical feature. But the Hurricane Center only gives this one about a 10% chance of doing that. And frankly, as it gets closer and closer to land, the chance becomes less and less. Had some pretty good showers move through yesterday, of course, and now we're left with pretty quiet conditions until those showers start to get going once again a little bit later in the day. High pressure brings us the easterly wind, and Tut low moves across the state. A trough of low pressure stalled out to the north of us. Stalled frontal boundary is a focal point for showers and thunderstorms, and consequently areas around Atlanta, along the coastline of the Carolinas, all have a chance of seeing some pretty good rain showers today. Franklin now well on shore. Hurricane Center has issued its last report on that storm. It is still, however, raining out and producing a lot of heavy rainfall in places across central Mexico. So that could be an issue as we progress into the later part of the afternoon as well for that area of the world. The trough of low pressure continues to drift across the state of Florida, enhancing rainfall chances to the south. And for us as well, we're on the northern edge of it, and we'll get about a 50% chance of rain a little bit later on. High heat indexes today, west moving late day storms, and then lots of sunshine really kind of bumping up our rain chances later on today. The trough of low pressure, that little spin in the atmosphere, helps produce a line of storms that builds along our sea breeze front. And with those storms comes periods of some heavy rainfall a little bit later on tonight. Lots of lightning and thunder. And tomorrow, the same sort of thing. Showers building along the sea breeze front. Perhaps with a little bit of calmer wind flow, though, we might see some of those showers move a little bit further inland. So inland areas may get some of the rainfall that perhaps they didn't get earlier this week. We have Franklin, as I mentioned, now moving onshore, kind of falling apart. And then far out in the Atlantic, we're going to continue to watch this area of disturbed weather as it drifts off to the north and to the east. Computer models continue to put it off the coast of the United States. And in fact, if you kind of average out all of the computer models, it stays a pretty good distance offshore. Well, we're hoping that is the case, of course, but with any storm system just off the American coastline 5 days out, you're going to want to keep abreast of the forecast over the weekend. Temperatures in the low 90s right straight through the 7 days ahead. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. The FSU Oslo Conservatory has a cool new play filled with murder and mystery. ABC 7's Linda Carson has a preview in this week's In the Spotlight.
The new Dog Days Theater, presented by the FSU Oslo Conservatory, rolls out the second play of its first season. It's Double Indemnity, the stage version of a James Cain novel. You may remember the 1940s movie based on the same book.
Double Indemnity is a story about a guy and a gal who get together to plot a crime that unfolds in a really interesting way. It's a little bit of a detective story. But in this version, the detectives are actually insurance agents.
It's got all the necessary ingredients.
There's a gun, and there's a car chase, and there's a body.
The body is that of the husband of Phyllis. Katie plays Phyllis.
Phyllis is a fabulous 40s dame with a little bit of a secret. She's got a way about her that is a little bit friendly with the dark side. She's a woman who knows what she wants and goes after it.
Eric Meitzelsberger plays Walter Huff, her partner in crime.
Walter is a 15-year insurance man who has seen all the tricks. He's cracked all of them that people have tried to use to crook the wheel. And he's always kind of waited for his opportunity to crook the wheel himself. And that opportunity finally comes up when he runs into Phyllis Nerlinger.
Walter and Phyllis hatch a plan for Walter to sell Phyllis's husband Herbert life insurance. Herbert will then suddenly expire, and Phyllis will reap the benefits. Of course, there's a fatal flaw in these characters. Even though they have very comfortable lives, they still long for more.
Really, there's a yearning for wanting more than what you already have in it.
And standing in the way of their little scheme is Keys, who works for the insurance company.
He's the actuary. He's the insurance agent detective in the crowd, and he tries to solve this crime that's come upon his desk of this apparent suicide, and he smells a rat.
It's a play filled with love, sex, hate, mystery, and murder, with a few laughs for good measure. Double Indemnity opens August 10th right here on the stage, and it runs through August 27th. Dog Days Theater, a great way to end the summer. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. Coming up, Taylor Swift's mother making headlines, why she tells a court she wanted to keep her daughter's groping allegations against her private. And the short-lived White House communications director heading to late-night TV. Entertainment news is next.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or spread out in your spacious new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now, 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
The latest now in the Taylor Swift trial, the singer taking the stand this morning. Yesterday, it was her mother's turn. Andrea Swift testifying that she wanted to keep the encounter private. She says she did not call police to report allegations that former radio DJ David Mueller had groped her daughter. She also says a liaison for the pop star asked the DJ's boss to keep the 2013 photo of the alleged assault confidential, saying she didn't want it to define her daughter's life.
When you see a mother and daughter cry, you kind of forget about how famous they are. You know, they're not celebrities anymore. They're just, it's people. It's a court drama.
Mueller claims the accusations are false. He's suing Swift for at least $3 million, saying she cost him his job and reputation. Swift is countersuing, claiming the encounter was sexual assault. Anthony Scaramucci will be making an appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. The former White House communications director lost his job with President Trump's administration after only 11 days. He was removed the same day Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly was sworn in. His appearance this upcoming Monday will be the first televised sit-down interview since losing his job. Amber Heard and Elon Musk are over. The actress posting on Instagram that she and the billionaire SpaceX and Tesla mogul Elon Musk have broken up. Heard writes they care deeply for one another and remain close, and that she's going through a difficult, very human times. Heard's divorce with Johnny Depp was finalized earlier this year. Musk has been married 3 times, including twice to British actress Tallulah Riley. Finally this afternoon, Lamborghinis are getting more personalized. The new Lamborghini Aventador allows drivers to customize the car's settings with its new Ego mode. It's also packed with more power, 4-wheel steering, and smoother operation. It looks pretty good too. Starting price for the Lambo, $420,000. With gull-wing doors. Pretty cool. Wow. Yep, looks fast. Just sitting still, it looks fast.
It looks like it's moving sitting still, doesn't
it?
Yeah. The technology in those, you watch the programs that show you how they're all put together, all handmade, engines all handcrafted, individual serial numbers on every part. I mean, it's just amazing. Amazing technology and craftsmanship.
I mean, these cars are going to last, generations.
Yeah.
People collect them and take care of them and all of that.
Absolutely. Be nice.
Yeah, not for us.
Showers in the forecast a little bit later on today. Bob, of course, will be in tracking those on radar for you. They'll build during the later part of the afternoon, especially during the evening hours, and then they will continue on till about 9, 10 o'clock when they'll all kind of fade away. Some of them could be stronger, though, so we'll be watching for that.
Okay, John, thank you. And thank you for joining us this afternoon. Hope you have a great afternoon ahead, and we'll see you back again at 5 o'clock.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.